Hi everybody, we're in the Q&A. We're going to talk about how to build a wardrobe for spring shower weather. So this video has been prompted by the fact that Hong Kong is starting to get into the time of year where all of a sudden you get these little rain showers, or sometimes a little bit more than a little rain shower, but the weather is still relatively cool. The humidity is rising, and so you're thinking about picking things that are like quite lightweight but will keep you dry as well. Okay, why don't we start with raincoats first. So in terms of lightweight raincoats, color-wise, I like these sorts of colors. So like beige, blue, tan, navy. Like these are all great colors to have for a lightweight spring raincoat because they also automatically match well with pieces that you might already have for your normal spring wardrobe. In terms of materials, you can get waterproof cottons. So cottons have been woven in such a way that they are water resistant, or they've been treated to be water resistant. But personally, I actually prefer synthetics. Synthetics are even more water resistant than cottons are, and they also have they are lighter than cottons and can drape better potentially. Okay, so for the Armoury, a couple options that we have. This is my personal one. This is the Coherence Ruiz coat in blue. This is in the synthetic, and it's actually woven like a jersey. So it's got a little bit of stretch to it, and it drapes really beautifully. And as you can see, like this blue goes great with things like khaki, with things like this fox suede, as well as this kind of light blue sport coat that I'm wearing right now. Other things, this is the tan version of that blue one from just now. And again, you can see tone on tone, it really goes well with khaki. And it's really interesting, actually, if you are wearing things like brown sport coats. Move on to this. This is one of my favorites. This is the Coherence Charles. So this is a exclusive to the Armoury. And this is in cotton. It can definitely, in a pinch, work as a raincoat. I mean, we did design it to be very water resistant in the first place. One thing I will mention, though, when it comes to like a spring shower, and especially in Hong Kong where like sometimes it actually gets pretty heavy, it is nice to have the extra length. So that is why something like a Ruiz, which has, a good couple of feet on the Charles, can be a nice option. Plus, the Ruiz is actually packable. So you can just like scrunch it up into a little ball and put it into your tote bag or whatever. And then finally, new for this season is the Coherence Monocle 2. And the Monocle 2, super lightweight. It's got a drawstring on the waist as well. So it's got a nice shape to it. Also, what I really like about this is really the traditional pale raincoat color. So if you think of movies like Breakfast at Tiffany, you think about the old aquascutum raincoats and the old Burberry raincoats that they used to wear, it would have been this sort of color, which I think is actually very versatile and very handy to have in your wardrobe. All right, moving on. Umbrellas. There are a lot of umbrella companies out there. They're all great. One of our favorite ones is Fox Umbrellas, based out of the UK. And in terms of like the Rolls Royce of what they do, it's this. So this is what we call a solid stick umbrella. Synthetic canopy, and the solid stick refers to the fact that the shaft of the umbrella and the handle are one, and it's all one continuous piece of wood. It's actually a walking stick. So it's a walking stick that has had the umbrella apparatus attached onto it. And it's just got a beautiful heft to it. It's really going to last you a lifetime. Like, I absolutely love these things. In fact, I liked them so much, we actually made a mid-size version. So the mid-size version that we do, same idea, still a walking stick with the umbrella attached onto it, but it's about an inch shorter and it's a little bit finer in the gauge. I can see it more clearly here, like that. All right. And then finally, Fox actually does a great telescoping umbrella. So telescoping umbrellas has an extending metal shaft, and it packs down, but it's still got a good sized canopy on it. So a nice thing to just throw in a tote bag or kind of have in your office or wherever you need it. All right, finally, let's talk about a couple of shoe options. When it comes to rainy day shoes, a lot of people think of day-night. So here we go. This is the Armoury's Jubilee split-toe derby in brown pebble grain and with a day-night sole. The day-night sole is great because it has these little nubs that give you a little bit extra grip. It's got a rubber heel that's very chunky and solid. And you know, day-night is quite difficult to wear down. Like I actually find my day-night soles last even longer than my leather soles do. I will mention though, the one downside of day-night is on the heel, especially when it's new, it can be a little bit slippery. You know, that rubber is so dense, but so slick that sometimes it can be a little bit slippery on the heel. In terms of materials, one of the reasons why we did this particular shoe, the Jubilee, with a brown pebble grain is because pebble grain at least like looks presentable even if it's a little bit scuffed up, even if it's not perfectly deeply polished. So it's a good option for a rain day shoe. Like if you're going to have a rain day shoe, I think something with a little bit of texture is actually better than something that's flat. Here's another option. This is the Ryoma boot. So this is our Chelsea boot. And on this one, rather than do the day-night sole, we actually did the diamond rubber sole. The diamond rubber sole is just this diamond pattern on the bottom, has nice grip to it, but rather than do a rubber sole, we actually just put a normal leather sole on there. You know, the thing about a leather sole is that about a leather heel, is that it's so thick that water's never really going to penetrate all the way through anyway. So, you know, in the rain, this is a perfectly fine shoe to have. Plus, on top of that, with a Chelsea boot, since it's coming up a little bit higher over your foot onto your calf, well, onto the lower part of your calf, it just prevents you from getting water splashed onto the sides of your ankle. Okay. So one last thing, people sometimes ask about, can you wear suede shoes in the rain? My answer actually to that would be yes, you can wear suede shoes in the rain. You know, suede was meant to be one of these kind of rough and tumble materials, like you don't have to take care of it too much. I would pay attention to whether the suede has been treated or not for water resistance. So for instance, something like Carmina's suede shoes, they typically come straight out of the factory already treated for water resistance. That means that if you get a little bit of water on it, it's not going to create a water stain. You can actually buy cans of water resistance, like water resistant spray. So like the Saphir Invulner, for instance, is one example of that. But you know, there's plenty of other brands making similar sorts of water resistant spray. Buy it, spray it on, and you're good to go for at least 6 months. Alrighty, I hope that gives you a few ideas on things that you could get for preparing for spring shower weather. And if you can think of anything else, please, we'd love to hear from you. That's about it for now. Thanks for watching.